Hello and welcome to Success Interviews. These are where I chat with fellow female business owners and find out more about why they started their business and how they measure success. And today I'm joined by Danielle Thompson, who is connected to me on LinkedIn and is founder of Spinning Plates VA Services. So Danielle, would you like to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, so I'm Danielle. I've been running Spinning Plates for 9 years this month. I started as pure VA, but I've transformed into a bit of an OBM multi-service agency, and I do social media as well. And I'm now starting to build a small team behind me. So it's really grown over the last 9 years, and it's a really exciting time for me. And I live at home with my husband and my two children, who are, 14 and 11. I can't remember the little things. 14 and 11. So it's pretty hectic trying to run a business and do that, but it was absolutely the right choice for me to go self-employed when I did.
Yeah, fantastic. I think we've probably got a similar journey. We're a similar age and our children are actually similar ages as well. And I started my business in 2014 and it's evolved massively. So yeah, there's a lot of synchronicity there between us. So my first question to you today is, why did you start your business?
Oh, that one's an interesting story. So I was working for a large corporate firm and I was working 60 hours a week in quite a big role. It was just me and a director who worked together, so there was quite a lot involved. It was very long hours, and the company had a tendency to reward working as long as possible. So it was very late nights, and when you have two small children, that's not really a convenient career choice. So I was incredibly busy all of the time. I wasn't really seeing the kids. They were in nursery for long days. And then my boss went off, and the guy that replaced him, for one reason or another, just wasn't a massive fan of mine and just made my life very difficult. There was some bullying and some very unpleasant behaviour, and it became very difficult going to work every day. It severely affected my mental health. I just couldn't cope. And one day I had what I would only describe as a bit of a breakdown and just got up and went, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And I just walked out. And I went to the NHS walk-in centre and I went up to the reception and I said, hello, I'm having a breakdown. And the lady went, there's a bit of a wait. I'm going to sit over there and cry. Because I'd literally done nothing but work my whole life. I wanted a career. I built a career. That was everything I was aiming for. I was earning what I wanted at that age. I'd worked so hard to get where I was, and just walking out of that, it was massive for me. So I kind of saw a GP and had a chat, got signed off work for a bit, and I went and spent basically 3 weeks in bed thinking, what have you done? And I'm really lucky I have my husband to support me and take the kids to and from school and nursery. Just didn't know what to do. And I got up one day and thought, right, let's do something productive. And the first thing I did was book a Dyson repair. And the second thing I did was book a haircut. And when the Dyson repairman came, this has a point, by the way, and when the Dyson repairman came, the first thing he said was, I know this is a bit weird, but you have a really nice telephone voice. I don't know what you do as a job, but I need someone to help me make appointments with my clients. They message me and I need someone to phone them and make appointments. Would it be something you're interested in? I was like, I don't really do anything. Let me think about it. And then I went to the hairdresser the same day and I mentioned that to her. And her reply was, do you do social media? I was like, no, I don't do anything. I've just spent 3 weeks questioning all of my life. But I kind of went home that evening, I sat down, I thought about it, and I turned around to my husband and I said, I think I've started a business by accident. And for me, it was like the universe was telling me what I was supposed to do next with my life. I'm not naturally very woo, but one sometimes cannot ignore all of the signs that are being thrown at you, and there were a lot of signs being thrown at me. So I finished the corporate properly, tied that all off, started with Spinning Plates, and it was huge for me because obviously I had my confidence knocked in corporate, so I had to build everything up. I had to do stuff I'd never done before, networking, talking to humans, asking for money. Oh my God, if you've never asked someone to pay you before, it's really embarrassing the first time. But it was a massive learning curve, and I've just loved every single minute of it.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because you've been quite vulnerable there. You've been so open and honest, and I think that's so important that we're honest about our journeys. And it sounds like everything was telling you go and do spinning plates, step away from this corporate world, and you
100%.
need it.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that you're feeling so much better mentally 9 years on from having done that.
Yeah, I still have. I mean, everyone still has these bad days.
Yeah,
Sometimes I think, oh my God, I've got so much work on, or you've had a really quiet month because it's been August and I've been spending time with the kids. But generally, yeah, I love it. I get out of bed on Monday and I love it. There isn't a day I don't enjoy. The variety, the clients. I mean, we all have it. We have bad clients, we have bad days. But on the whole, it is nothing like it used to be. And I get to pick the kids up every day. I get to drop them off every day. I do plant cells made from bits of homemade recycled rubbish. I do all sorts of things now, and I can do all of that, but still work on the business and earn enough to live. So that's great.
yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Sometimes I think the school run is the bane of my life, but also I love the fact that I still get to do it and can do
Yeah,
it.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So on to my next question.
Mhm.
How do you measure success? And this can be business, personally, whatever it is for you.
Well, I've never really been motivated by money, although it's a necessity for me to live and all that kind of thing. It's not a driving force for me. I've always responded incredibly well to praise and recognition, which when you work in corporate, you don't get because you tend to be a tiny, tiny little cog in a massive organization. In terms of feeding my soul, running my own business has done that because people are very open about, thank you so much, that really helped. I mean, yes, there'll also be the feedback if you need to change something or do something, and I've learned to adapt to that. But I've been able to build my self-esteem and self-confidence because I know I'm good at what I do, because I'm getting that recognition and because I'm comfortable with it. And then on the other side of it, the personal side, I have been able to do the school run every single day. My kids have now finished primary. My last one, my second one, the youngest one, whatever, started at secondary school this September. And he's got ADHD and is really anxious. So originally we thought, right, secondary school, they can get the bus, it'll all be changed. And for him, it's not. So I'm still able to do that. Yes, I might have to work a bit later in the evenings, or I might have to do an hour on the weekends, but that's my choice. I don't mind that. When someone's forcing you to stay in an office until 10 o'clock at night, very different. When it's because I've stopped, picked up Logan, come home, listened to him for an hour about his day and answered his questions and helped him make a FaceTime call, that to me has made such a difference to my life. And it's also helped that now, if I do have a down day or I have a day when I just feel like I can't cope, I can take that time. As long as I've managed expectations with my clients, I haven't just disappeared off the face of the earth, I can have that flexibility. And I think for me, the flexibility and the recognition are the two things by which I measure my success, because they are helping my self-esteem, they're helping my mental health, and they're helping my physical health as well. And all of those together has made such a huge difference to me.
Thank you. I absolutely love that. And you're right, so many people measure success around money, and actually it is so much more than that. Flexibility, recognition. For those of us that are parents, if we want that extra time with our children, we get that as well. And just having all of those personal things that are important to us
Yeah,
is, I think, absolutely critical, way more than money. And of course, as I said, we all need money to live, don't we?
we do. Yeah. And as long
Some
as I've got the
extent.
bare, well, not bare than me, I quite like to go on
Yeah.
holiday and buy cupcakes every now and then. So as long as I've got enough, and I'm not growing my business, I'm not staying stagnant with it, I am, but it's not my driving force. And I think that comes across when I talk to clients. I'm not just, right, I'm going to charge you X amount of money. It's right, I know what it's going to take me, and I want to work with you, and I want to help you. And I think that's why clients come back, that's why clients accept my proposals, because they see that I just really care about doing the best for them.
Yeah, it's your passion and your honesty and your authenticity for them, and that's what's really important, I think, in any business.
Yeah.
So my final question for you today
Mhm.
is, what one tip would you give your younger self?
To worry less about what other people think. And that goes across business and personal. So until about 18 months ago, I'd never been in a pub on my own because I genuinely thought everyone turned around and looked at you. Nobody turns around and looks at you. Nobody cares. And it's not that no one cares about you at all in the world, but generally, your average person, they don't care that you're walking around at midday in your pajamas. You might get a few odd looks. They don't care when you walk into the pub on your own. They don't look at a single woman in the pub on her own. When I post to social media, I'll post all sorts of random stuff and all the B-reel footage from me making mistakes or fluffing my lines or messing things up. Because the people that genuinely care about you, support you and cheerlead you, they're going to be there for you anyway. And the people that want to be your clients or want to buy into you as a person and a brand, they're going to identify with that authenticity. So stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. Stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. Just do what's right for you and be you. And that will make all the difference to your life.
That is amazing. I think everybody needs to hear that message. And it's one of the things, like with these interviews, and I said to you before we went live, about how I want them to be authentic. And if there is some fluffing of lines in these interviews and they're not scripted at all, I'm not cutting it out, because actually this is just us having a chat and being who we are. And that's what it's all about, and being real and being out there. So thank you so much today, Danielle, for joining me. I hope that people have found this inspiring for them, and do check out other videos on the playlist as well, people. And I hope you'll join me again on another video soon. Bye for now.